might say anxious.
I am neither tense nor anxious. Perhaps concerned.
I don't know. We all might be just a little bit concerned. There's not really been a whole lot of Stargate news this week, guys. And Sam, like, man, I don't know what to say anymore. Like, I didn't get anything new in the mail. Skeeter, I don't know. Did you finish printing anything? 3D printing? What
Yeah,
what you got?
I finished it, everybody. I have finished Atlantis.
Wow.
All that
Spectacular. Can make it
different
bigger.
angles. This
Dude,
is
that is awesome.
the ends. So, I mean, yeah, it was well worth about 2 months worth of work here.
Holy cow.
So
That
this
looks
is
great.
a 3-foot model.
That's really stunning.
And I found a little table I could throw it on in my room here. So it is sitting
Little
behind me.
table.
Yeah.
It kills your table.
Yeah. It's a 2-foot table one way and a foot the other way. And it just hangs over it. So that's where it's going to sit for now until
You can
I
what
find
mount it to the
somewhere
ceiling?
else. Oh no, I don't know. As you can see, it's sitting here in the background. Boop, right there
Nice.
with everything else. So it's back there, but also I got in my black vest for cosplay, and I got my patches from
Nice.
Stitch Law. So I got the SGC, the F302, the alternate Pegasus base, USS Hammond. I got the Daedalus and Icarus base, which is gorgeous.
That's the cool one right there.
And
yeah.
then the final one, which I thought was fun, the Midway Station.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Stitch Loft. Thank you again. I told him I'd be giving him a shout out and showing him off tonight. So thank you again for selling amazing products. Definitely got to get some more. I want to get the other Pegasus and probably the last of the other ones I don't have that he has up for sale. So make sure you swing over to his page and check that out.
Well, I feel like they need to make a new Stargate patch that says we're back.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, geez, where'd you hear that?
Yeah.
Man,
It only took
you're full of the good
5,000,
stuff, aren't you?
5,900 and what is it? 9 days or 5,309 days. I don't even know my own numbers. It only took 5,000 days to come back, but it's back.
There you
That
go.
is fantastic. We were getting to there, but Jack, like always, just runs headfirst into the headlines.
Yeah.
And Carter's always got to be like, yo, do I have to blow up another solar system for you just to protect you? I guess
She's
you do,
overdue at
Sam.
this point. That's been well over 6,000 days. Probably more like 7, actually. I should do the
Yeah,
numbers. Math hasn't been my strong suit.
she's due to blow up another one. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
Yep. So congratulations, everybody. Amazon has greenlit a brand new Stargate series, and it's going to be led by Martin Jarrow from Stargate Atlantis fame. But he's also going to be joined by Joseph Malozzi. He's going to be joined by Brad Wright, Roland Emmerich, and Dean Devlin. And it sounds like there might be a little bit more on the way as far as original crew goes, and we'll have to wait and see how the cast goes, but I'm assuming we're going to get some quick cameos at the minimum. So
Yeah.
because it is in continuity.
The biggest concern was always if they weren't going to include any of the OG people. If they weren't going to include the OG people, that was immediately going to be a red flag.
Yeah.
And the fact that a lot of them are involved in it, a lot of them are excited and they're bragging about it. It doesn't mean it's foolproof, but I am sick and tired of hearing people who are blackpilling saying like, oh, it's going to be terrible. Yeah, Amazon's had some stinkers, no doubt. But
say the least.
This is not the time to blackpill. It's coming back and the people are involved and they're excited. And we should be excited for that.
I did think it was funny when that guy commented on my post today. Oh, it's just gonna be cross-dressing cool. In character.
Yeah.
Now, based on everything that we're getting, we've been seeing some videos and some streams from some other like people like Dial the Gate, and Gate Roll did a big stream today, and they also had the big announcement yesterday, and they're really gauging like some interest. Everybody seems genuinely positive to cautiously optimistic. I've not seen too many like total, oh, this is gonna be woke. Yeah, we know Amazon Prime and what they've done with like Rings of Power. They did not bring any creatives with knowledge of Lord of the Rings to Rings of Power. That's a complete different story. What could happen here, this is good news. We're bringing in people who actually know Stargate from the movie to the TV show in one big group, and it was Martin Jarrow's idea. And I got this feeling he's navigated the waters between the movie and the TV show, and he knows Atlantis, he knows the lore, and Brad is going to be a consultant. Joseph Malozzi is going to be a creative consultant. I feel like they're going to be guiding him along to launch Stargate into the future as a franchise, and like he's the next big head. Brad and Jonathan brought the movie into the TV center forefront, and I think that's what they're here for, is to help. Let's move this guy up a level so he can carry Stargate forward and into the future. And then, so that's what I think that's what they're there. They're going to write some episodes. They're going to help guide them along. And then, you know what? By season 2, boom, dude's off and running. I think this is a net positive. Could I be wrong? And the show ends up terrible? Sure, we could get a Stargate Infinity. But I do suspect that I think we're going to be okay. I do have a few. It will depend on Amazon Prime allowing them to do what they need to do as creatives and giving them the free reign to do so. Stay away from the studio notes. Stay away from the formula you've had on other shows. You've also given us like the Jack Reacher show. You've also given us a couple other shows that do not have the other ideology that we've seen with other things.
But they didn't care about those shows. Amazon did not care about whether those shows succeeded or failed, and that's why they were good.
Also Jennifer Salke got fired.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden this show got greenlit.
Yeah. The thing that's worth pointing out is that it may not feel like a lot of years, but the difference between 2018, 2022, and 2025 is actually a lot. You know, the worst of it really came in 2016, 2017. That's when it really got bad. And then 2018, 2019, I feel like was the peak. And it continued on into 2021 and 2022 because, you know, Lord of the Rings and Rings of Power and all that. But I think that a worm has turned, especially in Amazon in 2025, where it's just, it's not as pervasive. Like people are looking out and not wanting to have another dud. And so hopefully that fear of another dud is scaring them and being like, okay, let's bring the actual creators that do this and understand that balance, that we don't introduce, you know, a Stargate Catherine or whatever nonsense you would have and losing what made Stargate great, which is what Malozzi was talking about. It's like the humor, the wit, but also the character behind it. You got to balance all of those aspects and not make it dark and gritty. And like,
yes,
you know, what really kills a lot of the shows that unfortunately I think Amazon's done, but a lot of other studios has done, is just you make it dark and gritty and it's for the quote modern time. And it's like, no. People kind of want to get back to not dark and gritty. Okay. It was kind of nice back in the late 90s, early 2000s when it was a little more upbeat.
Yeah. Well,
I
that's
know
just
we
like
went the wrong direction with Universe a little bit. Even though I like this show, I totally
Okay.
understand what people say about what they didn't like about it.
And
Space
just so you
rape.
know,
Yeah, space rape. That's what comes in the first season.
just so you know, Amazon released Stargate Infinity on streaming now.
Oh, I don't actually have to bust open the DVDs I bought of it. Okay, I guess we can do that.
No, don't bust them open
Oh,
at
man,
all.
don't make me watch
Yeah.
that show.
I watched it, and Jeff warned
Hey,
me.
they
but-
are. I at our local thrift shop, I found a sealed DVD set of Stargate Infinity. That
Really?
thing's going to be worth many cents at some point. Many cents.
Uh,
Well, now, Dave, how are you feeling about some of the news? We haven't really talked to you. So it's been a
I
couple days.
know. Like the fantastic new Twitter chat feature with the encrypted texts or whatever, group chats or chats, whatever you want to call it. Don't let you know when somebody has sent you a message. So 2 days ago, Jeff sent me a message, and it didn't pop up. And then this afternoon, I'm like, well, we're getting ready for the show. Let's see if Jeff sent me the link for the show. And yes, he had. Plus, he sent me like 5 other texts that I didn't get any
I got you covered.
So it's like, oh man. But yeah, I am optimistic. I want to be optimistic about the new show. They got the right people involved. I just hope that it's not completely serialized and that they have some standalone episodes that you can just watch. You don't have to watch 5 or 6 episodes before. You don't have to watch like 3 episodes after. You can just put it on, watch it, and enjoy it because it's a standalone story. I think that was Stargate's. Like, they had good stories, continuing stories, but my favorite episodes are the standalone episodes. The ones that I can just put in, watch, and not have to worry about, oh, wait, what happened in the previous episode? No, I can just watch this and enjoy it, and it stands on its own.
Previously
That
on
is,
Stargate.
and it sounds like they might do that because, and I'm maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I think Martin Garrow did say that they want to capture the success of the original Stargate, and part of the success of the original Stargate was standalone episodes that were fun and entertaining.
Now,
I
is
would
there anything
hope
in
that they can
particular?
do that. I think that unfortunately we don't have a lot of modern TV series that have done enough episodes to warrant it, because they have those standalone. They have those standalone episodes that are because they need them because they can't do a 20 episode or 22 episode. Yeah, and like a good example is like the Orville, where I feel like they had standalone episodes and then they either lowered the number of episodes or they stopped having them, and it just really it wasn't as good. I don't know if you guys watched the Orville. Like the first couple of seasons were really excellent. I feel like it tailed off hard at the end.
Well, because it went woke with like gay alien dads and hermaphrodites.
Yeah, and it was like, wait, where are we going with this? And they lost the plot. It's like I don't know if Amazon would ever go to doing 20 episodes, but you're totally right. It would be nice if they could have some standalone episodes or just storylines that don't have to have a big overarching alien laser shooting into the sky type plot, which was the problem that Marvel had at the end, where everything had to be the end of the world every single time.
Yes.
You got to be able to calm it down in order to ramp it up.
Yeah, because like in the Line of Duty, that's a great episode. It's not really a standalone. It is introducing something, but it's a small contained plot. Like the fate of the world is not in the balance like it was in the previous episode, which was the 2-parter Ender, where Apophis is coming to destroy Earth. But it was a nice contained story. Samantha has a Gould. We have to get it out of her. nobody's destroying the world. There's just a guy, single-minded guy that's after her and wants to kill her, but there's like Earth isn't really in danger. It's just a nice smaller story.
Like I said, I'm hoping they bring back some of those younger people, like young Jack, the clone Jack, I should say. Cassie, teal'c's son. Put them, put them in there, and or even like in the episodes we're going to discuss. We got Cadet Haley, who Sam sees being a great part of the team. It's like you could use those characters to tie in this story, but yet they're still too new for us to know them that well.
And they will have now grown up since then as well.
Ryak's probably the only one that's going to be the more well-known character than the other ones.
Well, if they bring anyone in from Atlantis, you could always have some of the side characters, like the Janai had a bunch of other characters. I can't remember.
The blonde girl, the blonde Janai girl.
Yeah, you can bring in those. You can bring in other elements of Atlantis, and
you could bring Jonas Quinn back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Advisor. That's
I know. At one point, they'll probably show a scene of an elderly white-haired guy fishing in a pond with no fish.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
There might be a cameo like that.
And Carter bringing out a beer for him.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
just saying.
And maybe there will be a fish that will tell us what timeline we're
in. And by saying that, I want to bring up an idea I did not bring up on the stream earlier on Get Rolled and Dial the Gate is if you are tying into the movie, that's where you have somebody pull up in a car, they get out of the car, and they walk up, and it's O'Neill with one L.
Yeah.
And you have both of them be the launching pad for whatever we're getting next. Just being like, aren't you retired? No, I thought you were retired. And we get like a 3-minute sequence with the two of them, and it kicks off the story going forward. I'm just saying.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Aren't you the one that has no sense of humor?
Yeah. Aren't you the
And then you need to have a new O'Neill that has 3 L's.
Oh my God, that'd be even funnier. That's my little fan geeky moment. Like, I want to see the two O'Neills on camera together being like, what's going on here? And not in a multiverse sort of way, just in a, no, this was the same universe sort of way.
Yeah, Corin Nemec replied to me, he's like, because I said, put Corin Nemec in the new Stargate series. He's like, oh, I love this idea. He was so happy. Yes. And he's like,
I've been pushing hard for him to get a role. I've had 4 or 5 posts now where I'm like, bring back Corin, bring back Jonas. It's like, come on, let's get it done.
He still looks fantastic.
I know. He looks the best out of all of them. So it's like, bring him back.
Yeah.
Bring him and the guy who played Eli, who looks totally jacked to the gills. Like, bro, you could have there is so much you can do with the people that are still around and very eager and happy to join in. Hell, you could bring back Vanessa Angel in a different role. Completely different role. She's got longer hair now. She doesn't have to be Tok'ra. We all know how we feel about Tok'ra around here.
She's still got a banging body. So I mean,
okay, Skeeter, keep it in the pants.
Sorry.
Hollywood wives notwithstanding.
Hey, speaking of Vanessa,
you could even bring back teal'c too. I mean, he looks completely different now, but it's why not?
Oh man,
him long hair.
Like even season 9 and 10, like him with hair is just it still doesn't seem right.
But speaking of Vanessa Angel, all of you watchers out there, Thursday next week, Thanksgiving Day, we are going to give you the Vanessa Angel special episode where we get to interview her. So tune in next week on Thanksgiving after you get your fill of food and you can't move. Just pop on the show and watch our interview with Vanessa Angel.
It's about the length of an episode without an intro, so about 38 minutes long. It'll take care of you. It is the time that a gate can stay open without a black hole on the other side.
Yeah.
And that was
Perfect.
not done on purpose. That's just
No,
how it
just-
ended up with
and
that.
Yeah.
I'll never believe you if you say
Or
that.
Anubis firing a weapon through your Stargate.
That's season 6, man. Hold on. We're getting
I
there.
know. I know.
Settle down.
I can't wait.
And man, what a time to be alive. Now, before we get into some episodes, because we will, but this is like big news.
Huge.
Sam, Jack, how do you both feel about the new show? And do you have any ideas of what you would like to see out of the new show / documentary?
I mean, we've already mentioned most of it, but the number one thing is I want what made the original great. That's number one. And I know it's like within the same universe that they're talking about. So just if it is going to be a continuation and a new chapter in it, just like I don't know. I could go either way. If it's in this universe, if it's in a different universe, obviously not Stargate universe, please don't continue that. Just do something different. But as long as you keep the character of it, that's the most important part. You can take it in any direction. And there's one of the little SSG team members right there saying, I agree.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
That's fun.
But what do you have to say,
Okay,
Carter?
then what am I most looking forward to? And was there a second part of the question?
No, just
Okay.
if you're excited and what you think is going to happen.
She's
Yeah,
very
so-
detail oriented. She's got to know every part of the question. Go for it.
Okay,
More detail
so
oriented than me.
our eldest, she's 7, and she is also super into Stargate with us. And just seeing
Nice.
her reaction when we told her that there was going to be a new show was adorable. We should have filmed it, but it was adorable.
Yeah, she's running around the house.
And
all
so I
excited.
think I'm most excited to watch the new episodes with her. Then what I am most looking forward to is what new baddies they have, like what
Yeah.
new villains
Right.
they come up with.
Mm-hmm.
You had a great idea for.
I did.
Yes,
I
go
did.
for it.
Do tell.
So we just wrapped up our fall trimester in our little homeschool and finished studying ancient Egypt / Goa'uld.
Yep.
And
Learn thy enemy.
yes.
Mhm.
And we're gonna be doing Greece next.
Mhm.
Okay.
I was thinking about
Yeah, we had Cronus.
it'd be cool somehow if they tied in more Greek myths.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are some pretty nasty gods that they had. Particularly the old version of Bacchus.
Mm.
Like the cult around Bacchus was
That's
very
crazy.
violent.
Very crazy.
So if you wanted to take it in a
Like,
darker direction,
like
there you
women,
go.
like women going into the forest, getting drunk, and having like really violent.
Yeah,
orgies.
Yeah,
Just
like,
Well, that's a different show.
Yeah, like I said, it's crazy.
I say let's not go dark and
Yeah,
really,
not go that-
and you're like, oh yeah, let's go crazy.
Yeah, we can go crazy. But
Yeah.
anyhow, my point being that it would be cool if they brought in some Greek myth.
Yeah.
That's for
And I'll end up going on Cinemax for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
No, yeah, because people just think about Bacchus, the Roman version, being like this happy
Different.
wine god, and
Mhm.
the ancient Greeks did not have that happy
Yeah,
version.
he sounds like Anubis levels of baddie.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
yeah,
you
what?
probably need to even tone that down. He would still be scary.
Yeah, he's one of the rare gods where the name is same in both cultures. So
Yep,
Mhm.
that's
Well,
a
it's
good idea.
I haven't verified this, but I did hear one of the reasons was because the Romans, so they did adopt, as we know, they adopted a lot of the Greek gods, but they changed the names. But with Bacchus, they were scared of him, so they didn't want to make him mad, so they left the name.
Yeah, that sounds like the chief
yeah,
baddie.
Dionysus
Sounds
was
like
the
Anubis levels of baddie.
Greek god of wine, but
Yeah.
originally Bacchus. So
There you go.
Yeah.
Go to a new galaxy and discover there's all the Greek myths,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
they're real instantiated. That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
You could do Roman
Ooh.
too, but I think Greek would be.
what if they go to another galaxy and they find out Scientology is real?
There you go.
No.
Hey,
Oh,
that could never be made, but that's really good.
Hey, I did-
Yeah.
no. It's going to be Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
I thought that was the Ori.
Yeah, I didn't know Tom Cruise was in this.
Oh, that'd be even funnier.
Arch
yeah.
Daddy.
Uh,
No, you could get John Travolta. You know.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do the Julian Sands sort of role where he only shows up for about like 3 episodes out of 40. Yeah,
Mhm.
sweet gig.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. So it's gonna be pretty interesting as the little information that sprinkles out
Mhm.
going forward. But the fan base is pretty positive, and I think that's pretty exciting. And
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. We could spend like the whole damn episode talking about that. That's not we.
Last thing saying that we can get into the episodes is that it was really having done my little X account thing. What's amazing is just how many people that are not in the entertainment space have some sort of like love of Stargate, and it absolutely came out with this announcement. I was seeing people who, you know, are in politics or anything else, and they're like excited about Stargate coming back, and it goes to show how many people were influenced by it. But unlike Star Wars and Star Trek, that's just so much in your face in the culture. You know, the thing to remember is that Stargate SG-1 was on for longer than any season of Star Trek by multiple seasons, like 10 versus I think 7 was the most for Star Trek.
Yeah.
And so it's not a surprise that it influenced a ton of people. And so I think
It influenced people because it's real.
exactly.
Mhm.
It influenced people because they were watching it and they realized it was real without realizing it was real. Hence why everyone believes it now. So I think that they're going to have a winner so long as they stick to the original plan for it. Or the original idea.
And that's another thing Martin Garrow said that the popularity of Stargate was because it took place now.
Mhm.
And I think it will again too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going
definitely-
100, 200
No.
years in the future.
No.
That is a bad idea.
No,
Infinity
it's
War?
gonna
Infinite
take
bad
place
idea?
now. They're just gonna skip the time forward a bit and probably give us hopefully some nice cameos and synopsis of what everybody's been up to, and then get on with a whole new story. But let's go.
It's going to be the Furlings. I know it.
Yeah, I know they'll be the villains.
They learn that the Furlings are actually vicious, large bear creatures that just eat people.
Yeah,
And there you go.
I hate that about that episode.
they have a
200,
virus that
goddamn
reverts them back to their savage ways.
Where they look like Wookiees.
Yeah, the Broca Divide.
They're going to look like Dargo from Farscape.
Oh,
my
yeah.
And then the quest is to turn them back into lovable Ewoks.
God. Oh my God. I swear to God. I cracked
Wow.
up at that, but in hindsight, I'm like, that was I did not like that.
I love episode 200. I watched that twice this past week. I was like, yeah, because I
It's a
cut out
great
the
episode
whole
for comedy, but
I
for
cut out.
seriousness, it's like, I'm glad that is actually not canon for what the Furlings were.
No,
I know.
that was just part of his script. But yeah, because I cut out the puppet part and I posted that on my account, and it, like, for me, getting more than 500 likes on a tweet is very rare, and it's up over 700 right now. So I'm like, whoa.
I'll take a few of those.
Yeah, people are really liking the puppet because that's what I did above the announcement. I went, "Hey, Puppet Stargate's coming back."
Puppet Gate.
Puppet Gate.
Okay. No, I saw someone put on where was it, on X or Instagram, say they're trying to figure out what the new series title should be, and someone put Quest for Furlings.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that too. I'm calling it Stargate New until they come up with
Yeah.
something different.
That's a good way.
And that's just a working title. So I think we'll get something fun. I think we'll get something good. I think we got the right people in store. But I also, like I mentioned earlier before we get into our episodes, we all wanted something a little bit more when Stargate Universe came out, and we got something completely different, and people did not like that. That was too far in the wrong direction. It still had the same original people involved, but this was a network mandate, and they were trying to bring it back by season 2 of Stargate Universe, and people still weren't clicking with it. And that's ultimately why the show got canceled and why the franchise got put on ice for as long as it did. And not only that, and MGM was like having some financial problems, yada, yada, yada. And now 20 years later, here we are. We're getting a brand new show. I'm just saying, watch your expectations. It's cool to be excited. We do have the right people involved, but we also felt the same way about Stargate Universe. I like that show, but a lot of people did not, and that's when they dipped out.
Mm-hmm. I loved Universe. I like
just ask Doctor Who how the Doctor Who fans on how the return of Russell T Davies went, because I'm pretty sure they were excited too, and then it came out, and then they were not excited anymore. It
Quickest way to kill a franchise.
Yep. And I mean, I hope, like, there's so many examples that they can learn from of what not to do.
And I think Martin understands that. And also Brad understood that too. Like, even when Universe was coming out, they're like, we know, we believe us, we understand everybody's drawbacks on Universe. We're working our way back to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I have this rule about most shows with science fiction: 2 to 3 seasons are about what it takes to actually start to click. Same thing happened with SG-1. Same thing happened with Atlantis. It took 2 to 3 seasons before it finally found its footing. Star Trek is the same damn way. Not original. I'm talking next gen. That took 3 seasons before it finally got its own identity, and then it peaks for 2 seasons. So that's just how it goes sometimes. It's rare a show is perfect from hitting the ground with 1 episode. Then you follow it up with Emancipation. Just saying.
Space Mongolians.
Yeah.
Critter in a headdress.
The screen grabs we got from that alone were worth it being filmed.
This is true.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Well,
yeah, no, I can watch that episode.
And well said, retired millennial. The difference between Malozzi sounds pretty normal. Yes, and he's been championing this for years. And I did not do this on the stream earlier today. I'm doing it now. I take my hat off to Darren Sumner and David Reed from Dial the Gate. I take my hat off to you, sirs. You've been championing and carrying the flame for the last 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for giving us a place to go, giving us great content.
Yeah.
Hats off to you, sirs. Thank you.
1999 Gate World.
Yep.
I have to figure out my password for the forum.
But yeah, those guys were, I mean, to reach out to those two and ask them, hey, we're going to release Stargate is coming out again. To go to those two is the best idea ever. Because,
and tell them to not say anything for what, a week and a half?
2 weeks,
That's actually probably the most powerful indicator that they actually care.
Yeah.
About the
fans.
lineage. Because the 99% of people that saw that announcement don't know anything about him. They don't know anything about Gate World. They don't know anything about the website. They don't know anything about the history. So the fact that instead of having the announcement go to some big flashy thing, instead they go to a fan website that's been around for, 26 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, that is a true signal that they actually care. And that's why I'm against anyone blackpilling at this point. Like, it's okay to have cautiousness, but don't blackpill at this point. This is not, flipping off the entire Tolkien estate and doing something, right? This is actually showing that you care and you're listening and you're wanting to do something. So and also here's the other way, and I think we can go to the episodes after this, is just saying, imagine a better way to announce it that honors the fans and where the lineage is coming from. Can you think of one?
Nope.
None.
Yeah, unless you were to get the OG cast to announce it.
Yeah.
But even then, I don't think that would be as good, because then you're just, hearkening back to the old times as opposed to saying, hey, let's partner with someone who is a true fan that has been doing this tirelessly for 26 years. So they came up with a way to announce it that honored it in a way I couldn't have even thought. And I think people need to look at that as a white pill, be excited, because many other franchises have been rebooted and you've had much worse signals this early on.
Yeah, I get the feeling they're definitely reaching to the fans and listening to the fans and going, yeah. I think that's where Amazon came in too. They're like, holy shit, we put this on and that's all people are watching. I notice it's like in the number 2 and 3 spot almost every week of shows people are watching.
It's been doing great numbers on Prime for a long time.
So smart on Amazon's behalf, smart on all the guys bringing the show back, to reach out to their biggest fans and say, hey, we want all the fans to know, we know you guys can do this. Perfect idea. And that gives me hope that it's going to be good, because they're doing that way.
Yep. So we're gonna wait. We're gonna talk about all the news as it comes out, as it comes up, for probably the next year and a half. Sounds like they're hitting the ground running, because one of our previous guests had indicated, I don't know if I can come back on. I got a big project coming up, and I was thinking, just like ABF. Oh, well, you might be either you got a girlfriend, which we know he's married, but with ABF, oh, you got a girlfriend. And he made it seem like it was something else, and it's like, I wanted to say right away, you got a girlfriend, that's why we can't do our show anymore.
When you told me that Joseph wasn't coming on again for a while, I'm like, that sucks, but cool, he's working on something,
I didn't want to tell you what I was thinking, because I'm like, I probably kind of wondered, but he's probably working on a brand new show. I didn't think it was Stargate, though.
I didn't either. I was like, wouldn't that be cool if it was Stargate?
He said, I'd like to, but I kind of am a little busy with a big project right now, and I'm like,
okay.
What big
And then what was it, like a week and a half later, they tell us? I'm like,
I'm like, well, this was actually like a week. Yeah, about the same time.
It was 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Well, and I asked him a couple days later, like, hey, we'd like to get you back, set up the time for the next episode, which is like, we were planning for Joseph to join us on our season finale with Double Jeopardy and Exodus, and he was really excited to do that. And when I reached back out to be like, so when can we sit down with you really quick and go over those 2 episodes? It was going to be pre-recorded. We're going to be going live. He can't join us. He's busy. I want him busy. I want him working on this instead. So
make us proud, Joe.
Get out of here. I think eventually we'll get him back on for something one way or another. But you know what? Go focus on that. But that being said, we do have 2 episodes to talk about, everybody. Let's get going with Prodigy. And I'm going over to Gate World and checking out your synopsis, Darren, because you've been talking about this.
He is actually, I sent you the screenshot on our chat, but I don't know if you noticed, but he's looking for somebody to redo a lot of the early season synopsises. So
I made a comment in the YouTube chat. I'm like, summaries, Darren, who's been talking about this? And he sent me a little wink emoji. And I'm like,
I think it was 2 years ago, I did the full bracket of like March Madness for every single episode, and I had to write
Yeah.
I had to write a tweet length summary of every single one of those episodes,
Oh.
and this is before AI existed, so I actually had to like use my brain and come up with it. So maybe I'll just dust that
Where
off.
did you find time for that?
The job that sucked.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay.
so that way, but I feel like I should dust those off because some of them were like serious, but some of them were also supposed to be funny, like Space Mongolians, you know, Space Mongol, something like that. So it's in like very deep art. I actually think I have a Google sheet with all of that in there because that's where I built it. So I should dust those off and propose them, and I'm sure that Darren will reject almost all of them because some of them are probably not detailed enough or too pithy. But yeah.
Oh, and one more thing, quick, before we get into this. Welcome all our new followers. Thank you for checking us out. I noticed that we got quite a bit of a new following after today's broadcast that we did at the Roundtable. So thank you for following us.
Absolutely. And you're probably checking us out on replay because I know we're a little late. Some of us have real jobs and we try and figure this out one way or the other. But Thursdays are Stargate nights around here. And so we're going to get into Prodigy. Carter must help a promising young cadet from throwing away a future at the SGC. O'Neill and Teal'c encounter a dangerous life form at an off-world research base. And I'll keep this pretty brief and pretty quick about what I like about this episode. I actually really like the story about this because it's a tale about arrogance and how it can cometh and it's almost, oh God, what is that saying? Pride. It cometh and goeth before a fall. And you get it from both ends. You get it from a young cadet and an experienced science person in this episode. And I think it's a really good tale to tell about arrogance, and sometimes you got to keep it in check somehow, and they do a very good job telling that story in this episode. It's one of the things I like most about it. But let's start with Jack and Sam. What do you guys like about Prodigy?
I like that the scientists were told that they were wrong. That was really pleasant. Also, the gif of me grabbing the P90 and showing it off, that's from this episode. I had completely forgotten about that. So showing off the P90 was always a good thing. And just I can't state enough that seeing scientists be told that they're wrong and that they have to eat crow is always a good thing. It makes me happy. What about you?
There's not a lot that I like about this episode. But I do very much enjoy the angry Tinkerbell creatures. That is very clever.
The angry fireflies.
Yeah,
that was the first thing you said. You're like,
I was like, oh, it's Tinkerbell.
You're so cute. And then, of course, like there's a wide shot of someone being surrounded by them, and you're like, oh God, what's about to happen?
Yeah. So admittedly, the vast majority of SG1 I watched while like either heavily pregnant or with a newborn. So I really don't remember a lot of it. So I completely forgotten about this episode. But so last night when we were prepping, I saw the Tinkerbell thing and I was like, that's gonna go through somebody's body. Like that's where this is going.
And of course it did, and then it violently killed someone. So it was a very angry Tinkerbell.
A bit predictable, but still fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, when they started showing up and going through trees, I'm like, oh yeah, somebody getting smoked like that.
Yeah.
That was foreshadowing.
Yes, I saw it go through a tree. Yeah, it's going to go through
Mike.
more than that soon enough.
Smart man, Mike.
Tell the scientists that they're wrong rather than tell. Yes, we all do value our lives.
That apparently doesn't.
But what?
You tell me I'm wrong all the time.
Oh.
On very few things. Sure.
He's higher in rank than you, so he can.
That's right.
Oh,
Right.
one rank.
All right.
I can pull rank.
General, General versus Colonel. I win.
Yeah.
You'll remember your rank. And your Twitter as a captain too, because I couldn't fit the colonel in there or something like that.
Doesn't she get promoted in Atlantis though?
Yeah.
She's a full bird colonel in Atlantis because she ends SG1 as a lieutenant colonel.
Yeah,
correct.
There you go. You're almost at my rank.
Okay.
Eventually,
General.
But
Admiral
you're a
Mhm.
brigadier general.
Yep.
or Brigadier General. Yeah.
As I said, I can do what I want.
Yeah.
Hey, Skeeter, what did you like about Prodigy, if anything? Or is this the one you were telling me, like, man, do we have to talk about this one?
No, that wasn't it. I mean,
Okay.
this one is kind of like, yeah, it's not one of my favorite, but I do always rewatch it because there's so many people in this that we don't realize is in there. Like right at the beginning, we get General Michael E. Ryan playing himself. He does not do this for any other show. He did it for Stargate. He was the 16th Chief of Staff for the U.S. Air Force from 97 to 2001. I mean, for him to do that, that shows he must have liked the show. So,
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's not just him. The
Yeah.
very next Air Force Chief of Staff did it too.
Yep, that too. So
And-
I'm saying this is the only show he went on. Otherwise, he never did any other TV shows besides documentaries.
Well,
So,
Not only that, I did a little bit of research. I can't say it's exhaustive, but I looked through it and I could not find another instance of any Air Force Chief of Staff
Yep.
at any other time going on any other show. So the
Yep,
only
I was just
time
about to say
an
that
Air
too.
Force Chief of Staff ever went on was him, and then the other guy
Yep.
whose last name was Jumper,
Yep.
who appeared in Lost City, was the other Air Force Chief of Staff. But you
Yep.
know, just weird coincidences that way, right?
I knew
Yep.
it was Lost City. I forgot the name.
Yep.
no other
One where
chief.
they find Atlantis, and then they find puddle jumpers.
They did, and no other chief of staff has done that. You know, from the Air Force or
Yep.
any military. Well, that I could find, but I mainly looked just Air Force for a TV show. I mean, that is pretty amazing. It was just him and Jumper. So, next up we get the Cadet. That's what he's labeled as, the Cadet, played by Ivan Bartok, who's been in Dark Matter, Utopia Falls, SkyMed, and he is in Stargate Universe Kino. So that was
Really?
interesting. Yep. Just
Oh
for
my God.
one episode. So then we meet our cadet Jennifer Haley, who is played by Elizabeth Rosen, who has been in Warcraft, Cult of Chucky, The X-Files. I remember when she was on X-Files.
I do too.
The West Wing, Capricia, and the Tomorrow People. There's a lot of good scenes in the episode, but I'm more amazed how many people we see in this episode. And some are going to be, well, if not one majorly, is going to be a key part of the Stargate world.
Yeah,
We meet Professor Monroe, played by Keith Martin Gordy, who has been in Watchmen, Kill Me Later, Human Target, and yeah, we're way past that mark. A shit ton of Christmas movies from Hallmark.
Hallmark, man.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I was looking at his page, and I'm like, Christmas Hallmark, Christmas Hallmark, Christmas Hallmark, Christmas Hallmark. I'm like, wow.
And how many has your wife seen? No, I'm kidding.
None. She hates them, thank God. So,
Oh,
thank the
man.
gods.
Mine watches all of them.
Oh, I should have asked Dave that question.
I will say, was he in Christmas Buddies, the dog movie?
Possibly. I didn't look at
You got to
them all. I
check
was like,
because
oh.
I have a tweet from a while ago where I found a crossover between Christmas Buddies and Stargate, because there's an actor who's in all three of them. I think his last name's like Mike Duplass or something like that, and he was also in Christmas Buddies as well, and so they're clearly linked universes.
100%. Oh, that explains Airbud, all that. Yeah, it's just alien dog. Answered.
Nakwood enhanced dogs.
Yep, NACO enhanced too. We meet Major Griff, who we get to see for a while.
Yeah.
Russell Fear, who has been in Death Race, which I remember him in that. The Untold and Scourge. We also meet Dr. Hamilton, played by Hrothgar Matthews, is best known for Reindeer Games, The Core, which I remember seeing him in The Core and Reindeer Games, Human Cargo, and Excess Baggage. Then we meet General Kerrigan, played by Michael Kopsa, who has been in the earlier Fantastic Four, Apollo 18, Love Happens, and Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And then we see, whoop, did I get these back? Oh no, I'm missing a slide. You got it, Jeff. Here we go. My favorite doctor,
Dr. Lee.
Dr. Bill Lee, played by Bill Dow, who has been in Cool Runnings, Legends of the Fall, The X-Files, Supernatural, Continuum, Stargate Atlantis, and Stargate Universe.
Multiple episodes, multiple shows.
Multiple episodes. Yes.
I actually prefer him with the beard, to be frank.
I do too. So I love him.
Yes.
He's one of my favorite scientists on the show. He's like smart but stupid at the same time. Funny, great. I'm glad this was his first episode. We see him in with a big role right away. Well, not a big role, but a good size talking in it.
Well, he fit with the crew, and he had good chemistry with everybody. So that's I see. That's exactly why they kept bringing him back.
Mm-hmm. Then we got Dr. Thompson, who's also Bill Thompson, played by Robert Haskett, who has been in iRobot, Paycheck, Supernatural, Fringe, and Smallville. And that's what I got for slides for people. But the one best part was Jack calling Teal'c Rocco. Thanks, Rocco. So, but yeah, I was more impressed with how many people we had in here that were like major stars or up and coming stars. And, you know, this is a pretty good episode. There's a lot of good scenes, but like I said, this time I was more impressed with how many people we get. And then we get one that's able to play it in all three different shows, being Dr. Lee, played by Bill Dow.
Well, and you forgot there was also Tinkerbell, who's been in Peter Pan and now Stargate.
Yep.
Yeah, and all
her
the
whole
Tinkerbell
race.
spin-offs. Yep.
The Tinker race.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And
there
ahead.
are a whole bunch of actual Tinkerbell spin-offs.
Yeah.
We have,
Yep.
our girls love them. Pirate Theory.
Yep. When my daughter was young, we watched almost
Those
all
ones
of
are
them.
rated PG, though. They don't murder a bunch of people. So.
Oh,
Those
man,
are-
that's
those are
no
the other
fun.
ones.
Watch the director cut. Totally different story. All right. I'm good there.
And Dave, Mr. Thal, what do you know about Prodigy, if anything?
Not a whole lot. I do like the fact that we meet Dr. Lee. That's great. Jack has some nice quippy lines. I liked Major Griff. I think that's the last time we see Major Griff. I forgot he was in this. He might. I hope he is in one more.
I think there's one.
I like Major Griff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like the Tinkerbell things. They're mean and vicious if you cross them. And I guess whose theory do you think was right? I think it's Sam's. I think they actually were pretty ticked that they were trapped. That they got trapped. They trapped one of them and was studying them like a specimen.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
I've learned my
It's like-
lesson. Carter was right.
Yep. Smart man. Smile and say yes, man.
But they never saw him before. You know, they started going to the
Oh.
poll, which I don't know who was right. I'd love to find out if they had a follow up at the very end to find out who was right or wrong.
Well, in the Tinkerbell spin-off movie Pirate Fairy, when one of the Tinkerbells actually is captured, they do all get revenge on the people who captured her.
Now we know the truth.
Yeah.
Now we
Carter
know.
was right, and it was all about revenge, the extended series. So now we've connected Air Buddies to Stargate, Snow Buddies to Stargate, and all the
Yeah.
Tinkerbell movies to Stargate, which also means Tinkerbell is real and a documentary. So good to know.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
impressed. I'm impressed. Bravo.
We're bringing it full circle. where it comes in everything.
You heard it here first at the Stargate Files.
Yep. Because if Jack knows anything, he knows his conspiracies, and he can debunk just about anything and point out the patterns that we've never seen before. Because the first time he was on, I'm like, what? About all this stuff.
All you need to do is some slight sleep deprivation and maybe a little bit more booze, and Carter's going to just be spilling the beans and all the other connections too.
Hey,
giving us information that wasn't on the show. I see. On the documentary show.
It'll come out in the next one.
Plausible deniability. Hey, we got Wormhole Extreme next season, so stay tuned for that one.
Oh yeah,
the expanded universe.
Oh, the expanded universe. That's pretty
Can't wait for Tinkerbell Extreme Edition, or as you said, director's cut. Tinkerbell's, Tinkerbell the Revenge.
It's gonna be like poo, blood and honey, or whatever it is. Oh my god! But any favorite lines, people? Thor, let's start with you.
No, I have 3 clips I picked out. The first one is Major Griff. Like I said, I like Major Griff.
Major Griff.
Dr. Hamilton.
Do you realize that we still haven't received those replacement parts for the backup generator?
I put the requisition in 3 days ago.
Well, that's just not good enough. We obviously need to have a serious talk about our supply procedure.
Well, unfortunately, Doctor, I've just been relieved. But I'm sure Colonel O'Neill would love to discuss it with you.
I love that smile at the end.
Yeah.
He loves loves the fact that it's now Jack's responsibility. He's like, ha ha ha.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Clip 2 is the Tinkerbells.
I have never before encountered anything like it.
Cool.
I'm glad we're calling it Tinkerbells now.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep that quick in the rotation. I'm going to rename it Tinkerbells.
Yeah.
And clip 3 is it's a P90. I had to put that
Are
one.
you sure this is such a good idea?
Hey, I didn't come halfway across the galaxy to wait for permission to do my job.
I know, but Colonel O'Neill...
Colonel O'Neill doesn't have a clue what we're trying to accomplish here. He's too busy polishing his M16.
Actually, it's a P90. You boys going somewhere?
That's actually
that
one of
was
my favorite lines out of the episode, too. So
Mine
that was
too.
fantastic. Actually, it's a P90.
Those are mine.
Right on. Skeeter?
Right at the beginning, when Jack takes over, he goes, "Look, Doc, this is another planet." Dr. Hamilton goes, "Actually, it's a moon. We're orbiting against giant," and he points up to the sky. "Oh, well, if it's a moon, go ahead and do whatever you want. What could happen?"
Yeah.
It's like, okay, smart ass. So, and then later on, after they check out the caves, Teal'c says, "You seem disappointed we found nothing, O'Neill." Jack goes, "No, it's just, I wanted him to be wrong. Just so he'd be wrong. And if he was wrong, would have something to do." Teal'c says, "I see." It's like, oh.
That is some wisdom right there, everybody.
Yeah, the P90 comment, I love that. Was my all-time favorite in the episode. Cadet Haley saying, "That's so cool." Jack goes, "That's exactly what I said. I said that." Like reaffirming to Teal'c. Then Jack says, "Carter, if he so much as brings a file folder, shoot him."
And she would.
And she would have. And then the final one, right at the end, Jack says, "I'll never complain about mosquitoes again."
Yep.
I wish it was Teal'c in that position from when he was out fishing with Jack
Yeah.
and he was swatting mosquitoes nonstop. That would have made it even better yet if it was Teal'c that ran to the gate.
Teal'c should have raised the eyebrow at that
Yeah.
comment.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh,
Jack,
that's what I have.
Jack and Sam, you got any favorite lines out of this one?
You've said quite a few of them. The one that sticks out to me is when it's the General Ryan, Chief of Staff. That's right. And then a line that comes up not only in this one but in the next episode. Shouldn't there have been a memo or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was in a
is,
previous episode too. It seems to be a common theme.
Yep.
This part is even if there was one, I wouldn't have read it. So it's just a get out of jail free card.
I'm not getting my memos. Are
Oh.
you?
And then for me, it's when they're debating over who is correct, whose theory, Carter and the annoying cadet. And the cadet is like, well, who's right? And Carter tells her that it doesn't matter who's right. It's that Jack is risking his life rather than risking everybody's life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Carter, did you ever have the feeling to just slap her when she was smarting off to you? Did you have that urge? I knew it.
Annoying little.
Yeah, Haley.
Any choice words?
Yeah, it's a huge plot hole to me because she's so off-putting that I don't think anybody would actually stick their neck out for her.
There's not really any redeeming qualities. You're like, oh, you're smart, but you are really that annoying. Like I can't overlook that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the reason why that's a little glossed over is because they don't attribute Sam to being the same character when she was going through the academy, other than they were both intelligent. So Carter did not have the same sort of attitude issues that Haley does. And it's like, if they had pointed out, you were just as bad when you were here too. You were bored off your mind. And do you remember doing like this sort of like prank or knocking or breaking somebody's nose, standing up for one of your classmates? Like that might have been a little bit different, but that's never been Carter's like attitude. But I think ultimately when Haley shows up in a future episode, I think that's when they start to redeem the character a little bit more. Like they were intending to do more with her, but that ended up being her last appearance for like basically the rest of the franchise.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife watched this episode with me and she's like, oh, is this the one with that annoying girl? It's like, yeah, it's the one with the annoying girl.
So let's get into it then. Like the things we don't like about the episode. I know a lot of people do not like Haley in this episode, and I think that's what ultimately drags the episode down for them. I don't have that same problem, but Jack, Sam, are you both feeling the same way about Haley was the big draw on this one, or did you have any other things that kind of stood?
Yeah,
Well, she's awful. Also, it totally plays into the stereotype that autistic people are just jerks. But as a non-Haley thing, I thought it was really odd that Teal'c is not the one who goes to the gate, because between him and Jack, Teal'c has a much better chance of surviving being punctured by a Tinkerbell.
Being assaulted by Tinkerbells, yeah. No,
although it was funny, Jack, you were stumbling around after you got shot. You're like, yes. Which way am I going?
The smelling salts were rough.
Yeah, it's never fun getting shot with a Zat.
Nope. Yeah, no, I mean her voice is just beyond annoying. That was the other part. It's like it's not just that she's annoying, it's that her voice and her demeanor and how she comes across is annoying. It's to your point, like the kind of person where even though they're smart, you wouldn't want to stick your neck out for them. Like if you were rough around the edges, it would be one thing, but this person's just like jagged around the edges, just cutting you with her annoyance. So yeah, that didn't really work for me. And then I mean, the rest of the story was like good, it just wasn't outstanding. Like I actually think the second episode we watched, The Entity. What's funny is that these are both kind of similar in what the story is, and I think The Entity is significantly better as an episode. So this one is just kind of a dud-ish.
Oh, the other thing I really hate about this episode, they never tell you what the scientist team finds so valuable about the planet.
Yeah,
That's true.
that was one of my comments too.
They're just
Yeah.
kind of looking around and they're like, I want to go in the cave. I want to go in the cave. Why won't you let me go in the spooky
Because
cave without looking at
they
it?
keep having
Like,
this urgency, but it's urgency about nothing.
yeah, it's just made the other scientist seem like an artificial jerk. I mean, I'm sure he is a jerk, but it was just artificially even more of a jerk because he's just like, I just got to do stuff. And it's like, but not even showing why. You just want to go explore some caves. What's the big deal?
Dr. Lee was at least the one scientist who was like, we should be listening to them. We shouldn't be like running off being a bunch of idiots. I think that's why he had longevity in a science career with the SEC.
And he survived.
Thompson wasn't coming back.
Let's read any of the other files about how other people have been brutally murdered on these planets, and you're like, no, let's just go to a creepy cave alone with no scouts or guns.
Yeah,
like, that's pretty dumb.
We're on an alien
there's
world.
Some logic issues here. What was that, Dave?
Oh, I just said they're on an alien world. Just because something doesn't pop out right away doesn't mean there's nothing there that's going to hurt you.
Yeah, it's a big plant, or I'm sorry, a big moon that looks like Vancouver.
Yeah, Thompson was a red shirt.
The red shirt. Yep.
Yeah,
Little red shirt.
It's like,
wait, was he?
Hey, SG-12, you're going to accompany SG-1 on this mission. Oh, crap.
Oh, he had a
He
maroon
was
shirt
wearing a
on.
reddish shirt.
Yeah.
Maroon.
He just
We're going to die.
And Dave, what do you have not like?
Just Haley didn't work at all for me. I mean, they try and make her a little bit likable in the middle of the episode, but then she just goes right back to being very unlikable at the end. So it's like you gotta you can't do that. Like you gotta, if you're gonna make someone likable, you gotta do that at the end of the episode, not in the middle. So, but like I said, I watched this episode with my wife, and she was yelling at the TV at the end when Jack was taking forever to dial the gate. She was like, "What's taking him so long?" Because it took forever. Sorry, Jack. You shouldn't have paused and radioed in. You should have just started dialing as soon as you got there, man.
Right, Tinkerbell really can kick your ass when she's zipping through you.
Yeah. I think you might have been able to finish dialing before they started hitting you if you would have just started right at the very beginning when you got there.
Armchair quarterbacking after the fact.
Yeah.
Could have been interesting.
Sorry, man.
If the entities were spiking at his hand specifically, like, get away from that device. We know what's about to happen. That would have shown a little more intelligence to the creatures.
But that's really basically about that. Just the entire story was a bit slow and boring as well. But still Stargate episode. One I'll watch before I'll watch most things made after 2012.
Yeah, no joke. Like, I think the story is pretty decent. I think the direction they took with like Haley's character was it is off-putting. I think ultimately they were trying to tell that tale of arrogance and pride cometh and goeth before a fall. And like you had the two different characters who were having arrogance issues and how they ended up by the end of the episode being all right. But one of my big problems right here, everybody. Oops.
It just vanished.
Carter's on the right.
Starter.
Haley's on the left. And when they come through, Carter's on the left and Haley's on the right.
A little continuity error.
Quality control issue 101.
They don't make the
first time,
wormholes
it's not
like
the
they did
last.
before.
I'm sorry, what's that?
They don't make the wormholes like they did before. They're now just swapping people.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a Freaky Friday situation. Hopefully not.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
the episodes where it launches them out. That always makes me laugh.
Oh, throws them out.
Early
That's
season.
fun. Well, they stopped freezing at least, so
Yeah.
there's that.
Oh.
They saved a little money doing that.
I kind of wish
So-
just occasionally that would
Yeah.
still happen.
Yeah.
You know, just
would be
to
fun.
spice things up a little bit. You know, you're
Mhm.
walking to the Tolan homeworld to meet them, or no, they're walking to our homeworld to meet us, and they get thrown straight
Yeah.
through it and smash themselves against a wall. That you know, I think that's a feature, not a bug, especially if it's happening in the Tolan.
Yes.
Oh,
Next season, we don't have to deal with them ever again.
It'd be great. Save a lot of headache.
Yep.
Yep. Scores, everybody, really quick, and then we'll move on over to Entity and wrap up tonight. So, Thor, what you got for a score?
4.
Skeeter,
6.
Sam, Jack.
I'm gonna let you take it first because
Oh,
It's just such a nothing burger. I don't know. Like, if okay, I want to say 3, but I'll give it 4 for the Tinkerbells.
I'll do that too. I agree. 4 with Tinkerbells. 4 was what I was thinking before anyone said anything too.
I'm gonna go with a 6. I kind of like this episode.
Mhm.
It's a bottle episode, but it's not much more than that. I'll be real. And yes, Walter is in the episode with an
Yep.
audio clip.
Mhm.
I don't remember seeing him specifically.
No, I
other
didn't
than
see
long
him.
shots.
Yeah.
But I did hear his voice.
Yep.
at
Any
least on the
presence of
overhead.
Walter gives it at least a point.
There you go.
There you go. Band rating on Gate World is a 7.37, actually.
Oh my
Wow.
word.
So I think we're all a little under the score.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
sorry. I
Um,
think the Gate World people are a little high because like the this episode should be much lower and Entity should be much higher.
Yeah, we'll get to that real quick. And then Darren's rating on this one from Gate World is 2.5 stars out of 4. So it's about on par with a 7.
Yeah.
So that's what we got for Prodigy, everybody. We can now move on to the good episode. I think we will all agree to this.
Mhm.
At least I think so. We will find out very quickly. But with the Entity, we have
Printer is done for the
Oh,
next,
There we
great
go.
segue.
next print I'm making. So, Jeff, you get used to that sound.
Spoiler alert, I just ordered a 3D printer. It's not here yet. It's going to take a while to get here. It's on back order. So I'll be doing some Stargate printing myself.
It was no
soon.
peer pressure by me either. I
Nice.
blame ABF.
Shut up.
I could have chimed in. I would have peer pressured him with you.
I did quite a bit.
You
Like,
rat
look how cheap
bastards.
this is right now.
It was overdue. I've been meaning to for a while, but it's
Mhm.
on sale. So,
Yeah.
all right. Entity. The SGC is invaded by an alien life force that takes up residence in the base computer system and in Major Carter. Darren, we might want to tweak this one, brother. I'll get back to you on that one. But ultimately, they start dialing in the ancient addresses that were downloaded in from the depository of the ancients into Jack's head. So, Jack, thank you for another
Yeah.
great address that we're going to give to the Ashen in a future episode. And
Yeah.
hopefully things get worse for them. And what ends up happening is a little feedback loop comes through the signal through the MALP on the radio. So it comes back through the wormhole, piggybacks, and infects the computer-based system, and ultimately infects and jumps into Sam's body as it's trying to stay alive to destroy everybody. So this is kind of a wild episode. And yeah, I'm looking at the ratings on Gate World. I do not agree. I actually really like this one. My concern is it's a little too much like previous episodes that we've seen before in the show where
Mhm.
people get taken over by some sort of entity. It's happened to just about everybody on the main crew. And now it's happened to Carter for the second time, everybody. First we had Jalinar, now we had this entity. And I almost made a clip saying number of times Carter's been possessed by an alien entity, but I think we'll save that for the third time because it's going to happen again.
Like Rick says.
And
My
I
alternate name
found
for this
my
episode is "Why do aliens want to possess Sam so much?"
I found my the name I put for my bracket. It's the SGC is invaded by the not Y2K virus.
Oh, there you go. Oh man, but for things we like about this episode, I'm just gonna say it. I love the cast on this one. I think the story is actually pretty good, and they saved the possession till basically the last like quarter of the episode. It's not the whole damn thing, so I actually appreciate that. And we'll start from the bottom and work our way up. Supreme Commander Thor, what are some of the things you like about Entity?
Yeah, no, I like how it is a conflicting thoughts on kind of like their philosophy. Like Jack wants to destroy the entity, and Daniel and Sam want to talk to it, and in the end, Jack was right. Sorry, should have killed it when it was stuck in the melt room and only had one power source.
I love that about this episode. Real quick, like my favorite part about this episode, and I'm sorry, I don't usually jump in like this, but like my favorite part of this episode is at the very end where Jack's telling Daniel, "Shut up, we're doing it my way, bottom line." And get the hell out of her now, or we're gonna ruin your freaking world. We're gonna kill you. We're gonna frick you up.
We're gonna carpet bomb you with Melps.
And General Hammond's like, "You're damn right." And I'm like, "Oh, that's what I'm talking about here." Like, get out of Carter now. So I'm sorry. I just wanted to be like, that is my favorite part of this episode. Was at the very end.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. And I of course clipped that part, so it will be coming up. And yeah, like just the conflicting philosophies on how to deal with alien contact through the Stargate. And sometimes you just have to kill it. It's not always going to be friendly, and it's not always going to help you. This is one of those episodes where it's just bad stuff comes through. They didn't intend on hurting this world, but when it got to Earth, it wanted to kill everybody. It was not happy just being stuck in the SGC. It wanted to get out. It wanted to infect everything, and it wanted to destroy humanity so they would never go through the Stargate again. So it's like, whoa, dang. That's actually some pretty big stakes. And I like that too.
Yep, Rick. Sorry, Daniel. Not winning this one.
Oh,
this thing needs
and and Walter's in it, but unfortunately, he gets cooked. So,
hey, he did a bump. He took a stunt in this one. Like, man,
I know.
Turning into an action hero in this show. I want Walter in the new show, by the way.
For a Walter appearance and a Walter doing something more than dialing the gate appearance.
Yes. Yeah. I'm all in.
Skeeter.
Yeah, we see Walter getting zapped, taking one for the team. I think that's like only a couple of times he's had to do that in the show's running. The base getting shut down again. Then we see Sergeant Seiler is back, and he has a crap ton of work to do. And
he needs to change light bulbs.
Yeah, he don't do that. That was a good scene. The power going out in the conference room, and Jack looking at the camera and going, "Hello." And then later on, "I think it likes me."
Yeah.
Messing with
him around.
But in that conference room, when the camera is on him and this entity is looking him up, I got a question. Who the hell's John O'Neill?
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Who's
HR? Man, HR at the SGC just is not what it's cracked up to be.
Or is that your real name, Jack?
That's classified.
Jonathan
Amantu. So, but yeah, I saw this the very first time when it aired on TV, and I was like, wait a minute, that just said who the hell's John O'Neill? And Jack goes, even, yeah, that's me.
Wait a second.
Jack, you got some explaining to do because you admitted your real name is John.
Oh man.
No comment.
That's what I thought.
Yep. Kayfabe.
Yep. And then
I have an identical twin brother.
no.
With one L.
Yeah, with one L.
Yeah, then Jack's always watching the cameras as every room he goes, make sure it's watching him. Hammond says he notified all the off-world teams to stay put. How the hell did he do that when the gate's not working?
No idea.
That was the other catch. How did he do that? So yeah. Wow, I wish I had your eagle eyes. No, I just have a really big TV. I got an 80-inch TV downstairs, and I'm doing this on an 80-inch up here too that I got for free.
Show off.
Yeah. What can I say? The speakers didn't work, and someone says, yeah, they're just giving away free because the speakers don't work. I'm like, great, it's a monitor. So then we got this wiry mess being built by the energy life form. This is the second energy life form, one right after the other. You notice that too. This thing is wicked looking. It kind of reminds me of an episode in the X-Files where this guy was able to upload himself to the internet, and this is how his house looked. It was pretty cool, kind of Matrix-y feeling too. And then Sam, boy, you got this mean mugging look down. Damn, that mean mugging.
This is one of my favorite parts of the episode is her face here. So good.
Just mean mugging everybody.
So
and then we
good.
find out why later. And then I had one more picture I took because as you can see, I usually have the subtitles on because if my granddaughter's sleeping, so I don't wake her up. Just so you know, the birds are squawking outside Cheyenne Mountain.
Oh my God!
There we go.
Earlier it said,
I think that's the first time I've seen that.
Yeah,
because I usually watch with the subtitles on too, so it's like I've never seen that before.
Oh my God!
Other reason I have subtitles on is just so I could pause it, so I could. They have a lot of dialect to write down for lines. I could write it out instead of rewind. Yeah, and then near the end, the way Jack reacts when he hears he might have to pull the plug on Sam. That was emotional. I mean, that was pure. You could see all the love he had for Sam, and he really didn't want to do it. He's like, let's give it a few minutes.
Shot her twice.
Yep. Then the final one, Hammond tells the SG-1 team to get into the melt room immediately. And they just slowly stand up, walk out of the room, didn't run. Any other time, they run out of the room. They're like, all right, we'll go to the melt room. Like, what the heck? Oh. But yeah, that's what I had for scenes and catches.
Some good eagle eyes over there, brother.
Like I said, I saw it the first time I saw it when it first came on air. And every time I rewatch it, I see it and like, yep, that says John, not Jack.
Damn, impressive. And Jack, how was it shooting Carter twice with the Zach on? Was it satisfying, or did you feel a little bit bad?
You think I'm going to say it's satisfying? I'm going to get double zatted if I say something like that.
I'll get triple zatted. There won't be anything to clean.
You're right, triple zatted.
Yeah, that was your fatal flaw. You didn't go for the third shot.
The cops would come and be, it would be a perfect crime scene. No, most of the things that are favorites have been talked about. My favorite is, and I'm surprised the Eagle Eye can catch this, the cameras following people are hilarious.
Yes.
Because they move completely unnaturally. They're clearly on just a string. They're on a string being pulled by someone because they're just schizophrenically going left, right, back and forth. And of course, you have the overlay of sound going. So I love the cameras. It was hilarious. And they obviously, you could clearly tell that someone on the set just kind of like put it together in an afternoon and taped it to the wall.
Yeah, because
You
those
never see them again.
those security cameras don't work like that either. Because I installed security cameras for a buddy of mine, and I've been doing security cameras since I worked at Radio Shack back in the mid '90s, and they don't move like that. They do twist, but they will not go up or down. So, and it shows on there too. It says 2 brackets going up. So they're definitely being pulled by string or something.
I wish I could zoom out and see who was pulling the strings. It would have been hilarious. And then I know your favorite thing is
move it that way.
Carter literally giggled at the
I did. My favorite was when they walk into the Malp room, and then there's the mini Malp that just like flees away around the corner.
You gotta remind me of the little robots on Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yes.
The mouse droid.
Yeah.
Although in retrospect, you think it's cute, and then you realize it literally was a trap to infect you.
Mhm.
I was like, wow, that is duplicitous.
I also enjoy that here we Hammond says to Jack, I know that Carter means a lot to you. So I don't know if there's another episode where like it's
He
clear
says
that Hammond knows that
he
Jack and
knows.
Carter love each other.
Yeah.
Like he knows there's feelings and like due to rank and everything, but even I was like, I don't remember this anytime I've watched the show before. Like I remember the scene, I just never took it that way. And I'm like, oh.
No, that's the thing. Like rewatching this episode, yes, I agree with a lot of the little like nitpicks of how did you dial out when you can't dial. That's a problem. Those things, but the rest of it was just really like I really love the fact that typically in these kind of episodes, when you find a new alien life, it's like, oh, let's get to understand it, right? It's the Star Trek mentality. And it was nice that for once they show you that no, these things can oftentimes be mean bastards. They're trying to kill you. And sometimes you just need to kill them. And if you don't, they will kill you. And like that is a very useful thing that like if you're doing this, and this is the part I love about Stargate is it's not, oh, everything ends happy go lucky. Like sometimes you are dealing with evil or dealing with someone that just wants to kill you, and you need to put yourself and your planet first. And you do not make any apologies about that.
No, and we've been bitten so many times before. It's about time. It's like, you know what? We can try your way, but we're finding out like that's not always going to jive and it's not always going to work. And I wish they took the opportunity to upgrade to like different monitors with this episode because if you're going to blow up the beginning of the SGC command with the gates and everything, oh, maybe it's time to bring in some LCD screens and stuff like that.
Still not available back then.
Nope.
Too expensive.
Yep. And those plasma TVs that were flat, and those were. Gosh.
Oh, my dad has one.
I remember selling them at Radio Shack in '96. Now I'm aging myself.
Old man.
I was the only one in our area to sell one, and it was $4,000, and it was only like a 20. I think it wasn't even 20 inch. It was under 20 inch, but
yeah,
it was around there, and it was like small, and the guy was more than happy to pay $4,000 for it. I'm like, dang. Like
I worked at Circuit City. I sold them when they were like substantial sizes, and it was still like way too much money for a freaking TV. My dad bought his for like $800 on a closeout before they stopped making plasmas, and the damn thing still works better than any TV I've seen. And he's had it ever since. Still works. No
Just
screen burn, no nothing.
Don't tip it.
Oh yeah, he's got them mounted on the wall.
Yeah.
Oh man, good episode though. I think it's really solid. Like casting, awesome. Characters are awesome. We don't really have like any new casts, but I think the premise is solid. Yes, it feels like we've seen it before in this episode or in this show and other shows, but I felt like they did enough different to keep it unique, fresh, exciting. Pacing was good. And I noticed that this was written by Peter DeLuise.
Yeah.
So, like, most of his scripts are pretty
Good.
solid. It was not directed by him, though. This was directed by Alan Lee. And I think we had a good mix of the whimsical, the funniness, the quippiness, and then also the serious moments. So we had a very excellent balance of going back and forth between all the characters. So I really enjoyed that. And I think that's a good time to get into favorite lines and things we maybe did or did not like about the episode. And Jack, Sam, what kind of lines did you like out of this show?
I mean, Melps can't fly.
That was funny, dude.
Yeah.
I tried to get a picture of that, and my screen capture device was not working.
If you want to play clip 1.
I was not ready for that, but here we go.
What's it doing?
Flying, sir.
Melps can't fly.
Apparently they can.
Shouldn't there be a memo on this stuff?
I do not believe we are still in control.
That's the other memo line. Oh my god, I didn't catch that.
There's another one in this episode too after this, but that, yeah.
And then my favorite line was when Teal'c says that the doctor can overrule anybody on medical matters.
And of course it says I'm not getting all my memos.
Yeah, he's like, I'm definitely not getting all my memos.
You would think after window of opportunity, Teal'c would be the last one wanting to go into the medical bay and get another thermometer put in his mouth.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Hey, Skeeter, what you got for some other fun lines?
You played it at the top of the show, so let's play that again.
You look tense.
No, I'd say anxious.
I am neither tense nor anxious. Perhaps concerned.
I love it when those two start debating over the look on his face.
Yeah,
and
the
what he's
emotion
doing.
he's got.
It's some of my favorite stuff on the show.
Same. Hammond says, Teal'c, do you realize or recognize any of this? Teal'c goes, I do not, General Hammond. Jack goes, nope, neither do I. I'm just saying.
And then everybody looked at him. Well, it's actually a valid point because he had the depository of the knowledge of the ancients put in his head.
Yep. We just Carter was just saying, Jack, who put her in charge? Hammond, the U.S. Air Force. Teal'c, in medical matters, Dr. Fraser may overrule those of any rank. Jack, I'm not getting all my memos. Jack looking at the camera, I think it likes me. Then later on, Jack says, forget to change light bulb, Siler. Siler says, it's not my job, sir. Yes, sir. Light bulb, very amusing. Yeah, that's in there. And then Jack was, or Sam says, it's trying to communicate. Jack goes, so does Beck. Yeah. Because he kept saying bacteria. So that's what I had for lines.
And Thor, what are your other clips?
Yeah. Clip 2 is when Janet wants them to go get a checkup.
Do as the doctor says.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Colonel. You, Daniel, and Teal'c are next.
What? Well, we're fine.
Yeah, well, I would like to be the judge of that. Some form of energy came through the Stargate. I think it's only prudent to make sure there's no physiological effects to those exposed. ASAP.
Who put her in charge? The U.S. Air Force.
I like that we all had like some semblance. I wanted to put that whole clip in because I thought that whole sequence was
Him and Daniel
hilarious.
Wait.
Why do we have to go?
What?
And clip 3 is you're damn right.
No,
Leave her. Now.
you alone.
You've read my file. Think again.
I must preserve
Fine. Stick to your guns then. Check. Daniel, we're gonna do this my way.
You can.
General?
You're damn right we can.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. Hammond backing him up big time.
Well, the computer
And Daniel
virus,
being like,
I don't think realized the computer virus realized that the moment it said, "Oh yeah, you were killing us,"
Mm-hmm.
it actually revealed its weakness,
Mhm.
and that's
Yeah.
why we could exploit it. We're like, "Oh wow, okay, so now you're telling us it's effective and it's a weapon. Great, all right. Well, now I'm going to nuke you with throwing a ham radio into the Stargate."
that would have been even better.
Yep.
We're gonna open the gate right now. We're gonna send one through right now.
I wonder if they sent a team afterwards, no radios, no nothing, and try to communicate with them. Like that was the big thing, no radio signals, because that's what it was. They said radio signal was poisoning them. So I mean, they could do that.
All you got to do is dial the gate and just send a radio signal through it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we didn't even go back to the planet in the last episode either. Like,
nope.
You had that big facility you set up there and all that stuff.
Yeah,
We never
just
go
leave
back
it.
to that. Like, that's a total waste of freaking money.
Yep.
Like $20,000 on a toilet seat, $10,000 on a hammer. Yeah, no joke. Thanks, Pentagon.
It's the military. What do you
I
expect?
guess if there's energy beings, we don't go back.
Tinkerbell was scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tinkerbell
Nobody
is
wants to. Nobody wants to zap themselves to go through the Stargate.
Oh my god. Well, and I played my line, so let's get into anything we didn't like, and then we can wrap up tonight, everybody. I know it's a little bit late, but we had some fun talking about what's coming up in Stargate Land. And Thor, let's start with you. Was there anything that did not work so much for you for the Entity?
Not really. This episode is good. I don't skip this one on a rewatch, so
Walter
you know, it's got to be at least a 7 or higher for that one. So, but yeah, no, I don't have too many complaints. Just the one that Skeeter brought up, where they were
oh my god,
letting people know off world what was happening when they couldn't use the gate because the whole system was fried. So that's really about it.
694141.
It's not even enough numbers.
Doesn't even mention his marital status either.
Might be in that finer print that's blurry, but
White? Maybe that's no, I don't know.
No.
I can't read that. Your eyes are better than mine. Skeeter, was there anything that you maybe didn't like about this one?
Hammond saying
Other than
telling
this?
the off-world, and this bothered me big time, and it has for so many years. Every time I like watching this episode because I do like, that there's an entity taking over somebody. But that got me too. But we kind of had episodes like this before, like you were saying before, like Jack having that entity infecting him back in season 2, episode 7, Message in a Bottle. So it kind of did get me that, a vibe like, oh, we're just moving it over from Jack to Carter.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Otherwise, yeah. It, like I said, I don't skip it on rewatches. I do like it. It's just those two big things that really get me.
That's fair. And Sam, Jack, anything that you guys didn't like about this one? Did you not like getting shot, Sam? That could not have been
Yeah,
fun.
I didn't like that.
And being uploaded to computer.
Yeah.
A
It could have been fun for a minute, though.
Computer. Ugh, that's pretty slow.
Yeah.
Dial up.
Also the massive pile of wires and screens in the map room that the alien created. It doesn't really seem like it's connected, like, together. And it just reminded me of like those 90s and Y2K movies about the internet, where whenever you have show somebody coding, you have like the slow-mo frames showing people on a on the keyboard, like quote coding.
There has to be that greenish hue.
Yes, the greenish hue.
Present in the Borg, it's present in the Matrix, and now it's present here. You have to have that
Hackers,
ugly green hue. Also, the hackers. It's the Xbox green.
Yes, hackers is what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
That was an actual monitor, though, back before color really became. You could either get your monitor in orange or green.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Yep.
You could.
Wow.
It was an actual monitor scheme that they had.
Yep, because some people were colorblind and they couldn't see the green screen, so they switched it to orange.
Yeah.
That's why.
Huh.
That's fascinating.
Radio Shack, you got questions, we got answers.
There you go.
Peter speaking. This is
So
Peter.
glad you guys are still in business for this. This is awesome.
That's how I answered the phone every time they called in. Radio Shack, you got questions, we got answers. This is Skeeter. So
I'm surprised they didn't.
I'm clipping that.
I think of things like I didn't like about this, and all the little things that you pointed out there. Even though I wouldn't skip this episode in a rewatch, it's not got a lot of rewatchability on it. I think it's a little bit weak on that front, just because the best part about rewatching it after a while is not remembering exactly what happens, and then it unfolds in the mystery of it. So that's where it is. So like if I had to especially rank it, it's like as a story, I feel like I oscillate between a 6 and a 7, but then again, Walter got hurt and did a stunt, so it has to be a 7.
Mm-hmm.
And and then the cameras are hilarious and the mini Malp is hilarious. So it's like I think it cements itself in a 7. It's maybe not the strongest 7, and 7's kind of like the default answer most people give, but to me it's like a 6 on the story, but there's some redeeming qualities and some pretty good aspects about it to make it a 7.
Yeah, that's
I didn't give a number. I would give it an 8.
All right. I know you like that one. The mini Malp was hilarious.
Yeah.
Hey, no Tinkerbell. Evil Tinkerbell.
Better than Tinkerbell.
And personally, I'd give this one about 7.5. I'd go. I enjoy it, but like Jack was just talking about, like I haven't seen this one in a very long time. There's actually quite a bit I forgot. Even though I've rewatched this show like several times. But I enjoy it. I ain't gonna skip it on a rewatch, but if I'm going out of my way to watch an episode, unless somebody's asking me on another show to watch this, I'm probably not gonna watch it again until I circle around and start the show over again. So Thor, you got a score for us?
I'll stick with my 7. Yeah.
Skeeter?
Yeah, I was going to say 6. But Walter getting blasted off his computer was pretty impressive. It is a good episode, but like I said, it's one that it sticks in my mind because of Message in a Bottle. So, but I'm going to give it a bump up for Walter taking one for the team.
Go Walter.
To a 7.
There you go. Fan rating on Gate World is a 6.38.
Yeah, the idea that this is somehow almost a 1.5 lower than Prodigy is insane. Like that just I don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what people are picking up on in Prodigy that they love so much compared to this one.
Yeah, I think Darren was pretty accurate. Like these are all scores from like years ago. They haven't been fully updated, and I'd be curious to see how the scores adjust as people start rewatching Stargate right now because of all the news going on about the new show. People are gonna maybe we'll get a uptick in some of these scores. Will
let me take a look
accordingly.
When I did my bracket, I took the actual scores from IMDb instead, I think, and so Entity was a 7.1, and then the other one was Prodigy. Where is it? That was a 7.3, so they're still scoring it higher. And my Prodigy one was a quote promising young cadet quote end quote is helped by Carter.
Yeah.
I should have used more quotes.
Then you're quoting too much.
Like 3 quotes around Prodigy.
Yeah.
And Darren gave this one 2 out of 4 stars.
Oh man.
He gave Prodigy a better rating too.
Yeah, he gave it a 2.5.
Like Prodigy,
Oh, wow.
I mean, honestly, I would have probably given Prodigy a 1.5. And Entity would have been a 2.5.
I hear that. Well, that's scoring for the Entity, and we're coming up on Double Jeopardy and Exodus, everybody. So we're wrapping up season 4 in about 2 weeks from today. So stay tuned for that. Next week is going to be a special interview with Vanessa Angel that we have pre-recorded. It'll be premiering about the same time as usual, so you can check that out then. If we get enough comments, enough likes, and you want us to bump that up, make it a little bit earlier in the day, you might want to put a comment down below or throw it in the chat, because you have until next Wednesday to change our mind about what time that drops. Benefits of tuning in live. But before we head on out, Sam, Jack, thank you again for joining us. We love having you. Maybe we can get you back on one more time for season 5 in the next 2-3 months ish.
Yeah, we'd love to.
For sure.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
You want to let everybody know where they can find you? I know you're on Twitter. Jack is usually very outspoken, and I love it, because I love the P90 conversations we keep getting. I'm making the P90 my second item after I get my 3D printer. So
nice. Well, the P90 supremacy is everything. You can find me on X, as some people still call it Twitter, as Jack, the number 2, L O'Neill, and that's with 2 L's. So don't miss me there. I'm almost at 15,000 followers, so we're getting there.
That is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And suddenly, Stargate gets renewed and everyone wants to follow me. So,
Yeah, I had
your posts for the last year are like, bring back the documentary.
I'm a broken
That's
record
so
on that
funny.
front. I guess they finally listened. They're probably just like, shut up, Jack.
Fine, here, have
Yeah.
your stupid Stargate back. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then Carter, where can they find you?
On X at CPT Carter SG1.
That's right.
On.
We got to get her to 10,000. And she's a little ways away, but she's still at a 1,300 followers. She's doing good.
Nice.
That's
Posting
really
about
good.
all things, including
Trucking along.
making biscuits, which were so
I do
yummy
have a lot
today.
of biscuit pictures.
Now that she's not saving the world and blowing up galaxies, she's teaching the SG team and baking wonderful goodies that I get to eat.
Oh, you're blowing up a
Nice.
galaxy very soon.
Different place.
I love that. I absolutely love that. It's just lost how dark that actually is. But all right, Supreme Commander Thor, how about you?
I am over on X or Twitter as well, on every Stargate frame and order.
I'm detecting a theme around here with
I know, right? And my account got a little boost too because of the news. I'm up 150 followers, so I'm like, holy cow! We'll see how many actually stick around once they get critted by 96 frames a day. But we will see.
The timeline.
I know, and yes, and we are working on. Oh man, why can I never remember the episode that I'm actually working on? The Gamekeeper, with Barkley from Stargate or Star Trek. So,
that's a good episode. They brought that up on a stream. I think it was either today or like yesterday. They were talking about bringing back like some other fun characters or just talking about some fun episodes. So
yeah,
that was fun. And Mr. Skeeta.
You can find me here on Thursday nights on the Stargate Files. Also Facebook and Instagram, the Stargate Files, and X Skeeter, the Stargate Files. And yeah, all my accounts jumped today. Not as big as your guys's, but I did get a bump in followers. And please make sure that if you're not already on there, add us. So you get updates of what's coming up and more information. I've been slowly working on putting more information. Also, I will be releasing all the photos that I showed tonight on the sites tomorrow, so everyone can get a better look at it or zoom in on them more, whatever you want.
Nice.
There you go. Right on. And thank you all for tuning in to the Stargate Files, the fun news that's come out about the brand new show, and then talking about some season 4 Prodigy and the Entity with our normal cast and crew and special guests Jack 2Ls O'Neill and Captain Carter SG. Thank you again for joining us, you two. We will have you back again. And everybody, hit that like button down below. Share us on out there. Subscribe. Hit that little bell notification if you want to stick around for some more Stargate awesomeness. We're in the middle of some awesome times right now.
Yeah.
So you all have a good night. We'll see you all next time.
Come try it.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Stop by anytime. In fact, I'll take you fishing. I'd love to do that. There's this lake in northern Minnesota where the bass grow that big. Well,
Don't call us. We'll call you.
we better get out of here. No, really? No, really.
You will go. Right. You will go.
Think you get showtime?